Boom, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Once again, your boy's back. First of all, I think we already know what we're starting off with. A moment of silence to Diego Jota y Andres Silva. Thank you guys very much. And let's get back right into business. Yes, I did say I was going to be back for the round of 16, but I did not say if it was going to be a preview or a review. So we are back with a review, putting the 4-4 round of 16 in the pass basket. We're going to move on to the quarterfinals. That's already been handled as well, but let's just go back and look at a quick little review of how it might have unfolded. First of all, let's start with the matchup at hand between Fluminense and Al Hilal. What happened there? Well, Al Hilal, the upsetter of the tournament, got upset by Fluminense. Al Hilal. Why am I calling them the upsetter? Because the way Man City were looking in the group stages, any and everybody could have predicted it would have been City that's possibly in the finals, if not at least the semis against PSG. But Al Hilal with the 4-3 in the extra time came through and won through. They are still adding more additions with Mitrovic coming back from injury, with Theo Hernandez moving there, with Simone Inzaghi. I would feel like that might probably be their biggest get of this offseason or this summer, if you want to go into football terms. Um, Getting a manager of that top level is probably the biggest hurdle that they cleared for this offseason. It's going to be very interesting to see them going forward as a squad. People are going to actually want them to slowly start, being more involved in possibly Europe. So we'll see what happens with that. But in this one, they actually got upsetted themselves 2-1 by Fluminense, led at the back by a 40-year goalkeeper, led at the back by a 43-year-old center back, led at the top by a 37-year-old striker. So this team is full of experience, full of just like life experience, game experience, everything you want to get into it. A manager that's actually very dynamic, very successful in Brazil. Um, what else can I say about Fluminense? They have been having a Cinderella run in an essence. But you already know, semifinals. We're going to talk about this in just a second. But moving on, let's get back into the second matchup at hand. Palmeiras taking on Chelsea. And in that one, I will just call this the Esteval showcase. Cole Palmer scored early in the first 20 minutes. After that, it didn't really look like Chelsea were dangerous, really, in any aspect. Palmeiras, they didn't never looked scared of Chelsea. They played them, kept attacking, kept attacking, kept attacking. Got Esteval got his goal against Chelsea. That kind of summed it up for him. And then you move on. You see the own goal go through, and you question yourself, hey, maybe they did just get lucky, but Chelsea do move on in that matchup. Um, like pretty much other than that, the backline, goal scorer. But Joao Pedro was unbelievable. Even in his first matchup, he looks like he has already adapted to his teammates pretty well. Um, I think Palmer gave him a great vote of confidence, saying he gave him a different type of striker up top, kind of like a Patrick Augiman for United States national team, which we'll also come back to later. Just a little preview dropping here and there. You guys gotta rock with the show a little bit more. So I'm trying. Support your boy. Um, but yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Let's keep it moving. Arguably could have been the final, but PSG versus Bayern. What a match that was. The top of France, top of Germany going head to head. You can never go wrong with that. Champions League dream scenario type of matchup. And that was a great game um, from front to the end. Yet it was like almost like a basketball game where it was like fast break here to there. Midfield they try to control. I feel like the 2-0 scoreline that it did end up becoming was because of the superiority in the midfield for PSG currently. I feel like that's the same reason why Bayern back in 2020 won their UCL against PSG. In that same sense, Bayern's attack's phenomenal. Their midfield still lacks, I feel like, a destroyer. You have your controllers in Kimmich and Goretzka, who could give you a variety of different aspects of his game, from dead ball striking to multiple different things. But I think what they had hoped for Paulinho to work out for, I don't think it has so far. So we'll see how that falls down. Moving forward, William Pacho and Lucas Hernandez both picking up red cards. It's going to be very, very tough for both teams to kind of get off that. Bayern, like it'll be more of how they handle their future, especially with Musiala being out. Are they going to go after another guy? Are they just going to bring another guy up from their academy? They have to figure that out. Muller leaving too. Now, do they extend him for possibly for another season? That could be in question as well. Why not? Especially with Musiala probably being out, let's say, till January. And going back to PSG, William Pacho and Lucas Hernandez being out with red cards at two different junctions of the game means Lucas Beraldo is probably going to play as a left-sided center back with Marquinhos in the back. Why do I bring that up? Because a double Brazilian center back duo, I feel like the likes of Endrick, the likes of Vinny Jr., the likes of Rodrigo have probably gone up against multiple times in the Brazilian national squad, like inner games. So I feel like they should have like some sort of moment in the game where they could possibly change the game. And I feel like against a team like PSG, the Champions League winners, the French Cup winners, winners of everything so far. So it's going to be hard for them to be slowed down, kept down, anything you want to say. Talk about slowing down and all that. Let's get into it, baby. The first 30 minutes. What a wonderful start it was for Real Madrid against Borussia Dortmund. Even without Joe, this game was fantastic. However, the roller coaster of the end, Huijsen getting the red card, 3 goals in extra time, making the score 3-2. That kind of leaves a lot to be desired, but they kind of played down to their competition. Hopefully, they get re-energized playing up against a competition like PSG. They know what they have to do. They have to come out on top against this squad in any aspect to build for next year. Let's get into the prediction in just a second. You know what? Let's get into the prediction right now. First, let's go to the Fluminense Chelsea game though, because I can't wait. In that one, obviously for supporting purposes, for our actual team purposes and all that, obviously we're rocking with Chelsea. But in this one, seeing Thiago Silva actually get to a final, unfortunately he would lose. So you know what? Now we are rocking with Chelsea all the way. Blues, you got to take this home. Got to take care of Big Bros. It's time to send him home. Goodbye. Have fun in Brazil. We move on to the finals, and we take on the winner of PSG versus Real Madrid. And drum roll, please. Obviously, you already see Hala Madrid all the way to the finals and beyond. But for that one, especially, you already know it's going to be a fantastic matchup. But Real Madrid's going to handle it like they always do. It is our time. Xabi Alonso, this is your first big test against Luis Enrique, who's at his top moment currently. So this is, the final before the final, essentially. So I'll sit back and enjoy kicking off tomorrow Club World Cup. Quick little dive in. Unfortunate heartbreak for the U.S. men's national team in the Gold Cup yesterday. 2-1, unfortunately. The loss was Gilberto Mora, the youngest competition winner with their national team ever. Has 16 years and some odd days. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Team Mexico. Tip of the head to y'all for winning 10 Gold Cups. But I mean, the boys put up a fight. Can't really complain about it. The boys, too much. We could talk about Poch waiting till 70 minutes every single game for some odd reason to use substitutions. All right. The way, I mean, maybe the shape and everything there could have been tweaked. I feel like there was a lot more things that could have been done tactically than what the players showed. Going in the negativity that was surrounding the team, I feel like the players showed, hey, we are actually here to play for the national team. We are actually here with pride, and they fought till the end. Unfortunately, this time the fight wasn't enough. We didn't have all of our big dogs either, but hey, that's what the next year's World Cup is for. We're gonna keep our head high, but at the same time, I do go back to the Switzerland, Turkey, and this loss now for Poch with the U.S. men's national team. So everything's with a hint of top. Catch y'all very soon. 1, 2, 3.